Hello everyone, I would like to show you a simple startup page for any web browser. I'm using Firefox. Okay, so look at this. This startup page shows greeting word and your name, and the greeting word will change dependently on the time. So now it's morning, it shows a morning picture. In afternoon it will show different, and in the evening and night it will show different picture and different greeting. For example, good morning, good afternoon, good night. You could make more greetings, but it's up to you. Yeah, I'm using only 3. So by default, Firefox has different startup page. So look at this. If we open Firefox, then you will see this kind of page. This is a default Firefox startup page. So you can browse Google here. If you don't like it, if you'd like to change it, you can customize it here. Go to settings. If you go to settings, click home, and then you can choose home page in your Windows, custom URL. So we will enter our custom URL, the location of the website, startup website I made. Okay, so we will enter it here, but then when the website is ready. Okay, so how do I do it? In order to make the simple startup page, you need 3 files: HTML, CSS for styling, and JavaScript. So let's start from index.html. Index.html, we need a skeleton, so very basic, and in the skeleton you just need to find the connection to the CSS file. You write it in the header, in the head tag, and JavaScript you write in the body, script source, script.js. So if you want to start index skeleton, I'm using Visual Studio Code to edit my files. You can press Shift and exclamation mark, right? And it will build HTML skeleton for you. But first you need to define the language. So we are using HTML. So if you choose HTML, then click Shift plus exclamation mark and see what's going to happen. Here you can see the whole skeleton of HTML. It can help you save up a lot of time than typing it manually. Okay, so we are here. This is our skeleton. What do we need? As you can see, our startup page. How does it look? Let's go to startup page, index.html. This is our greeting. So you need 2 paragraphs here. One is header for greeting, another one is for time. So for greeting we use h1. For time, to write the time, we use paragraph. Then we're using JavaScript. In JavaScript we need to specify the date. So there is inbuilt JavaScript function which can give you the date. It's called new date function. And the new date function, what does it show? So we need to define it. Define constant new day equals new date. So if we remove this comment, you will see what is given by new date. So let's check it out, refresh. So as you can see, that's what it's under this constant new date. Day, time zone. I'm in China now, that's why it shows China. So it's not what we needed. We need to extract. We need to extract the needed information. We need to extract the hours and minutes. So how can we do it? How can we extract this information? Okay, I'll comment this out again. So in order to do that, we need to create another constant hours and new day dot get hours. There's another inbuilt function, get hours, and constant minutes, new day get minutes. Everything is taken from this new date. But first we define new date, later get hours, get minutes. Okay, when you have this, you are able to see the time you want. Okay, and we know the time. Yeah, so if I write hours, you will see the hours. If I write minutes, you will see the minutes. But we want to change the greeting. We want to change this greeting dependently on the time. So how do we do it? We need if statement. If statement is needed. So we get greeting. We create variable greeting, and greeting changes depending on the time. So if hours is less than 12 and bigger or equal 6, so we run from 6 to 12, then the greeting is good morning, and we're changing the picture. We can change the picture of the body by using JavaScript document body style background image URL morning. So we have 3 different pictures, just like here. Okay, I have too many screen recorder open. So startup page, I have 3 pictures, afternoon, evening, and morning. So for these 3 pictures, I use different body style for different value of hours. So hours between 12 and 6, morning hours between 7 p.m. and 12, afternoon hours between. Other cases we have if, else, if, and else. So I don't have to write the time, because all what is different from these 2 statements fall into the category of night. So it's enough to write else. Remember, we have to write if, else, if, not if, but if, else, if, and else. And depending on different time, we have different greeting. Look, so how do we know about it? Let's see, because now hours come from inbuilt function get hours. But if I comment this out, I can change the value. So let's say that now constant hours equal 19, so it's 7 p.m. Okay, save it, and let's see what's gonna happen. Refresh. As you can see now, it's good night, Michael. Let's change hours to afternoon. So for example, 3 o'clock, 3 p.m. Okay, what's gonna happen? You can see the greeting shows good afternoon. So all depends on the time which we take from get hours function. But I can't wait until evening, because the video will take 10 hours. So I just use my own value, but normally we should take it from get hours function. Okay, so we know how to do this, how to change the greeting, and how to change the background image. We didn't specify background image in a CSS because it's changeable. The picture is changeable, so we need to only specify not background repeat, no repeat, so the picture stay without repetition. And background size cover means that the picture should cover the whole body element, not only part of it. We don't know the exact size of the body, because it can be different for smartphones or tablets or PCs. So the safest is to use background size cover. Then we know that the picture will fill the whole body. Okay, we also specified the appearance of H1 and paragraph, so you can make it even better. I just made it very basic. Okay, but it can be customized even better. Okay, so we know what's more about JavaScript. We need to use document get element by ID to target the paragraph and target the header. Okay, and one thing about output. The output is output here, because first I created constant minutes, then I created a variable output. So what is output is what we write in the paragraph. Time is hours, because hours are just like we stated in get hours function, but output is a little bit different, because you know when the time, when the minutes are between 1 and 10, from 1 to 9, then there will be 0. Look at this. Okay, let's comment out the inbuilt function of minutes, and let's say minutes are 5. So what's gonna happen? Ooh, we have an error. Okay, output. We can define 2 variables. Okay, so let's have only 1. So now you have 0, 5. It's okay, but if you, because I'm using this output, I'm using ternary operator, and I will explain it soon. What is ternary operator? If you use it like this, if the value is 5 and you don't specify what should you do between 1 and 9, then look what's gonna happen. Again, a problem. Because we don't know what is output. Comment is too long. We should know this output. So let's say output equals if we write minutes here instead of output, right? If we type minutes, so what's gonna happen? Okay, see, now it's 10:5, 10:5, and nobody writes time like that, so we need to have 0 before 5, 0 before 5, so that's why it's necessary to use another conditional statement, which could we do in two ways. We could do it like this. Okay, so let's remove the comment. We could use another if statement. So if minutes are less than 10, output equals 0 plus minutes. In other cases, output equals minutes. So in this case, it is exactly the same as ternary operator. See, 10:05, but it occupies too much time. I think it's much more brief and concise to use it this way. Look, we have one line of code instead of 10. So let's comment this out. So instead of using if statement for output, we can use ternary operator. What does it mean? That output equals minute. If minutes are less than 10, question mark, value is 0 plus minute. In other case, equals minutes. So it's much more concise. It doesn't take so much line of code. It's very practical, I think. So if you want to know more about ternary operator, you can visit this website here. I bookmark it here. Ternary operator. It's very practical. It's mostly common for only two options. So you have what if true, what if false. There's a simple example here. You can have a look, visit this website. It's very well explained. And about understanding date and time, you can visit this website. It gives you all the functions. It explains all the functions about new date and so on. All these inbuilt functions in JavaScript. Okay, so are we good here? So, okay, so if we're good, let's open Firefox again and see if our startup page is working. As you can see, startup page is not fixed. So what we have to do, we need to copy the location. Okay, this is the location. I have it here. You can copy it from this bar. So let's go to Firefox and go to settings and change home. Homepage is custom URL. Then you paste here, and my file is index.html. Okay. Now when we start Firefox, it should be good. Okay, our custom startup page is working well. It's ready. Next time we can learn how to change 24-hour format to AM, PM, 12-hour format. But it is a topic for another video. Okay. I hope you now are able to make your own startup page. Thank you for your attention.